morning to you. I should say it's lunchtime actually. We just finished the morning session. Today's session was all about setting up your dream day, your dream week, your dream month and your dream year so that you can have your dream life. Here's the thing, of course, however, in order to live the dream, you have to put the work in, the effort in, the sacrifice in up front so you get the rewards later. And that is not an easy thing to do. And that's exactly what we were talking about in there today. Number one, what is it we want? Number two, what's the price that we have to pay in order to get that? And number three, are we willing to pay that price? So here's the question for you. What does your perfect day, week, month and life in business look like? And are you willing to pay the price in order to live it? Have a think about that question, because if the answer is no, then guess what? You'll never do what you need to do in order to achieve it. If the answer is yes, then you just might do what you need to do in order to live the life that you choose to live. I'll check in with you just a little bit. We're going to head on home. The weather is bleak, and I'll talk to you in a bit. After a little nap, a little bit of work, a little bit of this and a little bit of that, we are heading back off to Success Group's headquarters to do it all over again. I'll share it with you, and I'll share you a few bits of wee wisdom along the way. Check it out in just a bit. That brings us to the end of a pretty long day, 11:30 in bed, drawing up my packing list for the morning, because of course tomorrow evening we are heading off to Dubai. I'll share it with you. We've got exciting stuff coming up over the next week. However, as a glimpse into some of the stuff we talked about today at Success Groups, obviously I was sharing with you today about how the idea of creating your dream day, your dream life, okay, and how actually it's there for you to have, but you have to do the work in order to create it. And a lot of people go into business thinking that they work for themselves, therefore they can have all the entrepreneurial freedom that they desire. Now here's the thing, there is huge entrepreneurial freedom available to you. You get to do what you want, the way you want, when you want, with who you want, for the wealth that you want. However, you're gonna have to work your arse off in order to achieve that freedom. And if you go into entrepreneurism for that freedom without realizing that you're going to have to give up a lot of freedoms in order to achieve that freedom, then you're never going to ultimately achieve the freedom that is on offer to you. So one of the things we talked about today was the whole idea of giving up some of that short-term gain that you might have by not working hard today, or giving yourself some time off today, or just not doing the sales that you need to today. And it's a short-term gain, you know, I get to defer some miserable tasks, or I get to defer having to work so hard, and actually realizing if you give up on those short-term gains and maybe even go through some short-term discomfort in order to achieve the long-term gain that is out there available to us as entrepreneurs. Now this goes against evolution completely, because our whole evolutionary past as hunter-gatherers, etc., it was all about the short-term gain. You know, take what you can get today, live today, and worry about tomorrow. It's only recently in our evolutionary history that we've even done any kind of forward planning. You know, we've only had organised agriculture for 10,000 years, so it's a very small part of who we are as a species. What we are is actually opportunistic. In other words, we're very short-term focused on the whole. Big brand marketing knows that. That's why, you know, all the big brands are trying to sell to you today. You know, have it today because you deserve it today. Don't worry about the long-term pain. You know, eat the sugary shit today, worry about your diabetes tomorrow. You know, have the holiday today, buy yourself something today, put it on credit, worry about the debt tomorrow. And of course it puts us into a place where we do get the short-term gain that we are naturally evolutionary predisposed to, but it is at the cost of not necessarily getting the long-term gain, but often at the cost of having long-term pain. So one of the things we have to do as human beings, but certainly as entrepreneurs as well, is we have to kind of flip that on its head. And what we need to do is condition ourselves to be short-term pain for long-term gain focused. In other words, do what I need to do today for the payoff that comes later. It's not something that comes natural to us as a human species. However, it is how long-term winning is done. If you're playing the long game, you will inevitably win. So make the short-term sacrifices, give up some of that short-term gain, maybe even have some short-term pain or discomfort in order to achieve the longer-term opportunity that is available there for you. I'm going to call it a night. Hope you had a good day. Hope you've been productive. I'll check in with you tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Good night.